Hi, guys. It's Christine here. I just want to let you know we're going to be talking about tax liens and deeds here with Ted Thomas. He's an expert in his field. This will be the first of 4 videos that we'll be presenting. So would it be okay if I start out with a question here, Ted?
Oh, sure. Just jump right into it, and I'll do the best I can to answer them.
Awesome. Ted, you know what? You're in an unusual business that most people don't know about. And I'm sure that there'll be many people out there that don't believe the types of return your student investors generate. Could you tell the investment club a little bit about this business?
Okay, sure. All right. Well, throughout the United States, what happens is all properties have a taxed situation on them. By that I mean they have a property tax. So it doesn't matter whether it's a farm, doesn't matter if it's an office building, or whether it's a home. So those buildings have a tax. When the tax is due, unfortunately, about 1 to 3% of the people don't pay their tax. Now, when they don't pay that tax, then the government has a shortfall. And so what they do is they issue, in half of the states, they issue a tax certificate. Now, tax certificates pay high interest rates, 16, 18, 24, all the way up to 36%. However, in the other half of the states, they actually confiscate. They take the property and then they sell it at auction. Now, every state has different rules. So let's review. Every property has a tax. Doesn't matter whether it's a shopping center, a movie theater, or a farm. And it's always owed, the money is always owed to the local government. So local governments, over 3,000 of them, counties, and over 1,400 municipalities, all sell either tax lien certificates or tax defaulted property. So what's the benefit to the person that's watching? If you buy a tax certificate, you can earn 16, 18, 24, up to 36%. If you buy a tax defaulted property, you would buy it at the back taxes. So that'll give you some flavor of what the business is. I've been doing it for about 25 years.
Well, you know, Ted, how does the ordinary investor make money on taxes? Taxes really seem so negative to me.
Okay, so while I'm talking, what's going to happen is a picture going to come on the screen. It'll just cover me up, but I'll just keep talking. So basically, what's going to happen is the property is, and this it's coming on the screen now. Okay, now the property is taxable, and so what happens is the government doesn't have money. So what they do is they sell a piece of paper like I'm holding in my hand. They just sell a piece of paper. That's called a tax certificate. So they sell it to you. Now, the homeowner doesn't want to lose their property for just taxes. So they don't want to lose the property. So what they do is they'll finally come in and pay the tax. So let's say they were in Florida. They would come in and they have to pay all the tax. Plus in Florida, the high interest rate is 18%. So you could buy this piece of paper and you could earn 18% on it. In Texas, you could earn 25% on the certificate. In Iowa, you can earn 24%. So it's a very profitable business. It's been around for 200 years, a long, long time.
But Ted, that's the government taking somebody's money.
Yeah, it is. Okay, here's what everybody hates. Everybody hates to pay the federal government because they spend money in foreign countries and they're paying for the Army and they're paying for the Navy and they're paying for a lot of things that we don't have any say so. Most people really don't mind paying their property tax because property tax pays for local things. For example, all the schools are paid for with property taxes. All the administration of the counties paid in property taxes. The police force is paid with a property tax. The sheriff and the fire department. So that's always a local tax. Now, if we didn't have that local tax, we couldn't have schools because all schools, from high school under, down to kindergarten, all those schools are paid for with local tax. So most people don't mind paying a local tax.
Ted, but the banks are paying 1 to 2% in today's market. I mean, what you're claiming out there, making these high returns, just doesn't seem believable.
No doubt about it. Everybody says the same thing when they get started. How could this be? But what the counties figured out years ago was that if they could charge a big penalty, which they're allowed to do by the state, that they could get people to pay their tax. For example, if my taxes are due, they're, let's say, $5,000 on my house, I'm going to make sure they're paid because if I don't, I'm going to have to pay the taxes someday or the government will take the property. If they don't take the property, which I don't want them to do, I'll have to pay $5,000 in taxes plus the 18% here in Florida. So that's This is a common system. It's been around for well over 200 years. There's nothing new about it. It's just that people don't know about it. So I took a couple of years off and I studied it. And then what I did is I started telling people about it. And I've been doing that for 25 years.
Right now I'm in Philadelphia, Ted, but, I have a lot of investors in our group that are from other areas, some from New Jersey, some from Delaware, some from New York.
Right.
Some from all over the world.
Right.
Can they do this?
Oh, absolutely. This is available in every state. So let me give you a couple of examples. First, let's think broadly of the whole United States. About half of the states will sell what's called a tax defaulted property. In other words, and Pennsylvania is like this, so that's a good example. So in Pennsylvania, you don't pay your taxes, you didn't pay it, what they're going to do is they're going to send you notice, and those are registered notice, so the people have to sign for it. So now those people, that notice tells people you are going to lose your property, because in a tax defaulted state, the government will come in and they will actually confiscate. They'll take the property away and move you out. And then they'll sell that property, and they don't try to get retail price. They just try to get the taxes. So that tax bill will be, let's say, $3,000 or $5,000. That's where the property tax will start. All right, so this is in every single state. You happen to be living right next to a gold mine. New York State, there is literally, I didn't bring it in with me. Let me see it. Let me look under my desk and see if I brought it here. I have brochures for the different counties in New York, and you'll see 500 properties that you could buy. Now, if they're real estate investors, they go crazy. You could buy with starting bid of back taxes. Starting bid. Okay, so half the states sell the property. The other half of the states sell the tax lien certificate. So you can make money on both.
Wow. Well, that sounds amazing. Hey, Ted, I want to thank you really for taking some time and really preparing this video, the first of 4 videos for us, just to really present our group with some information on really how to get started with these tax liens and deeds. So I look forward to seeing you on video number 2 and really sharing some additional information. So thank you, Ted.
Okay, thanks. I'll be back next week and a little later on, and we'll show them some more surprising information.